Welcome back to another episode of the Bro Monroe Show, hosted by El Paso's funniest bros. Please enjoy and don't be a weenie.
Welcome to another edition of the Bro Monroe Show. I'm your host, or one of your hosts. What's my name? Oh, Milo.
John Gotti
Maserati. Milo the Madman. Disappointment, as my father likes to say.
Little disappointment.
Little disappointment. That's
Your
me.
little D, Doug.
Right, go ahead and choose yourself, blood.
My name is Ray Ruckus, a.k.a. Thotty Pippin, a.k.a. Ray Zombie, your Diaz favorite homie. I've got too many nicknames. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine, Porcupine.
Ándale.
My name is Andrew. I go by Drew. I go by Drewski, Downtown Drew. And if it ain't two, it ain't Drew.
Yes, sir.
Rise and shine, Porcupine.
Hey, nice. I like that. Is
why
that
I
why you
said
said it or what?
That's why I said it.
You
All right,
liar.
we got an extremely special guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Sorry, you're going to move it a little bit closer. Sorry, a little farther.
closer
Yeah.
there?
We go.
Okay.
Much better.
My name is Jacqueline Quinones, a.k.a. Jackie, not Jackie.
Hey, Jackie, not Jackie.
Jackie.
I like that. Nice.
Yes.
So, I just want to give a quick shout out to Blazing Tree Brewery for hosting us last week.
Yes.
They're going to be one of our
sponsors.
sponsors now, so we'll be sipping on that on air soon. We'll probably be recording out there as well. There's going to be more
man.
events. The Pumps, Pints, Puro Miners,
I hope they give us some of that big nuts.
the Big Nuts Porter. Yeah, dude, that's delicious, man.
I went to work the next week, and then one of the homies was like, "Bro, did you really like the nut beer?" And I'm like,
The nut
Bro,
beer.
Wait, it was beer?
It was
I just had
so
nuts in my
good.
face.
That was later, but
Just quick shout out. We have Friday the 13th, the Blazer Holly Blaze comedy show coming up. There's also gonna be Loteria Tuesdays starting at 7 p.m. I'll be hosting those Loteria Tuesdays and Bingo Tuesdays every other week.
burger.
Yeah, so this week. No, this week we're gonna be doing Loteria Tuesdays, and then after that, December 3rd.
oh, so for sure, tell your tias
Yeah.
and your grandmother.
So
So I'm gonna take my grandmother.
This Tuesday is Loteria, then the next week's gonna be Bingo, then again Loteria, then Bingo.
Oh,
so we
we
can
gotta
cater
go.
to the white people, bro. They gotta feel included. You know what I mean?
Oh,
the
for
non-Latinos.
sure. Well,
so.
yeah, for sure. and the elderly demographic.
Yeah,
Did you
elderly,
guys
for sure.
that one video I sent you of that grandmother tasting craft beer? For the
Yeah.
first time?
Dude, I sent it to my manager, bro. Everyone
I
was,
was
dying
gonna tell
laughing.
you should
So-
repost it with the Blazing Tree account, but
That was adorable.
it really was.
It really was. Yeah, so Jacqueline. So we like to say, we like to have our little icebreaker I was telling you about earlier. I hope you have one ready. I don't know if you do, but you can change names, you can change the scenic, if you don't
Can
drop
you
details,
describe
but
to me one more time what I'm supposed to be.
anything that you were a part of, anything wild, anything that you saw, something crazy, something out of the ordinary that maybe just baffled you, something that might have scared you, anything like that?
Okay. Well, that's actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, I was actually in Las Vegas during the massacre.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Were you at the
So
music
I
show?
wasn't. I was watching Circus Soleil, the Michael Jackson show, just a few feet under the shooter.
Oh.
But in that Mandalay
Same
Bay.
building, bro.
I haven't been to Vegas
wild.
since, by the way.
You haven't been in
Wow.
since? And it
And I
like
used to go all the time because that was
What?
our for my birthday, we'd always go to Vegas.
Dude,
Special.
that's
And it was my
wild.
sister's 30th birthday. So we
Dude,
were
that's
out there
crazy.
and, yeah.
Damn, that was that life traumatic.
Yeah.
what was that like? I mean, you want to talk about that real
Yeah,
quick?
I
Or?
mean, briefly, like what I remember is we were there for the show, and then I just remember they stopped the show completely. They didn't really tell us much. I don't think they wanted to scare people because they didn't know. But I was on Twitter, and I seen the tweets on Twitter that there's an active shooter, and everyone, for some reason, it was a big enough theater that they brought people from the casinos and everyone inside our, and there was a period of time I thought the shooter was inside the theater. But he wasn't. But you just could hear the chaos and stuff and people, freaking out. And then once we were evacuated, they let us out, which we were there for hours. It was just like you've seen Las Vegas lights and it was just pitch dark. And you could almost smell the death in the air.
Oh, wow.
It was, yeah.
That's insane.
yeah.
Wild, man. That's wild.
Yeah.
Were you staying at the same hotel or were you somewhere else?
I was at the MGM, so we
Okay.
went back and we seen a lot of concert goers, and they were like covered in blood, and so yeah.
So you're in the show. It's going on like mid show. That's when everything starts happening.
That's when that's when they stopped the show, and then they're like,
Everyone.
yeah.
Everyone's just freaking out like what's
Yes,
going on.
exactly.
But you knew because you
I
were
was
like on
Twitter,
social media.
Social media.
Oh,
Yeah, and then getting a lot of people reaching out to me. Are you okay? We know that you're there.
did people want to flee? Were people like running out of the
people did it,
theater?
but they
Or?
but they brought a lot of like security or whatever, and they're just,
Did that make you feel safe? Were you one of the
a
people
little
that stayed
bit.
in?
Yes, we stayed in. It did make me feel somewhat safe, but still not to know and not to be told, and you're just figuring out like the rest of everybody else there that there could be a possibly active shooter and some people are already dead, and yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
So yeah,
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. That's
Well, I'm
crazy.
glad you weren't, part of that in the
Yeah.
category, but that's, RIP to those people. Did you guys ever watch that documentary on Paramount recently?
Oh.
It's pretty insane.
It is.
Like intense. It's intense.
Were you already living here when August 3rd happened?
Yes.
Yeah?
No,
No,
actually, no,
no.
I wasn't.
Okay.
But that was another one that I was, my friend, as a matter of fact, we'll talk about it, but she's been having to go, and she's been in the same room with, the guy, the killers. It's like, I can't even imagine.
God.
And
Dang.
That's wild, man.
yeah. But
So she's doing like some journalistic
yes,
work
I have
right now?
Yes. And then I know they keep postponing and like the decision on the death penalty for this guy.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Wild.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it's political. The whole thing is political.
Right.
It's
It really
unfortunate,
is.
but
It's
whatever.
annoying.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Wild, man. Wild times.
Did your journalistic instincts come out when you were in Las
You
Vegas?
know what, it did.
Yeah.
And I try to kind of record for myself. Like, like I'm here, experiencing just like the rest of everybody here. And I was just watching around. I was like almost like out of body experience. Like, is this really happening? And I can't even imagine everyone that was at the concert that actually seen it. And, but I'm like there, like, I can't believe this is really what's happening right now. And you hear about this stuff all the time. You just never think it's going to happen to you or you're going to be in that,
When was this? What was that? 2019? The
It
shooting?
was
Or
about
2018?
no, it was like 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's
Yeah.
been a minute.
It's been
Then.
a while.
Oh,
The
wow.
El Paso one was 2019.
2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you haven't been to Vegas since then?
I haven't. I just been at the airport, and I'm just like.
Do you like plan on going, or you don't? You kind of just don't want to anymore?
I feel like one day I will have to face my fear of just like It took me a while to be out. After that, like going
Wow.
in crowds and
Yeah, but that's a question that I had next for you is like, do you attend concerts now?
I do. That's the thing. I'm
Are
a
there other
concert
public
goer.
events that you go to and attend?
Yes.
But you still have
it
that in the
took me a
back of your
while.
mind, like,
Yes.
fuck, if
Oh yeah, because you hear about it all the
something
time. It could happen anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
I have a friend that he's always like, whenever we do hang out, he's always looking for exits and whatever. And I'm like, dude, what's wrong? And he's like, I'm just looking for whatever. And I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
I'm like,
you
that
don't
makes
do-
sense.
you don't do that?
I do too,
Yeah,
but I was
I
wondering
mean-
because he was like super like
Yeah.
paranoid. I was like, dude, are you fucking looking for like a cops or something? Because he's all weird. I was like, no, I'm just
Bro, now that like I have kids, like I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I have a fucking plan.
Exit
Like,
plan and all
yeah,
that.
for sure. You have to.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for exits and cops because I'm stealing shit. That's why.
looking for cameras, trying to sneak some hot Cheetos in my pocket.
It's just fucking Hershey's bars and fucking hot.
Fucking
You just hear
cupcakes.
Yeah, all you hear is
There's a mass shooter, and then it's me fucking eating fucking chips and shit. Everybody be quiet. I'm just there.
so. Jacqueline, so talk to us. You said you're from the Bay Area, right?
Yes, I'm from San Jose, California, to be exact. So Santa Clara is where the new Levi Stadium for the 49ers is for those Niner fans. But growing up too, it was like, are you a Niner fan, Raider fan? But now unfortunately the Oakland Raiders are now the Las Vegas Raiders. So
So who do you cheer for then?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a bit big into football, but
Okay.
it's fun. I like.
So
the
UTEP
players.
Miners, let's go.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
Or San Jose.
San Jose State that always kicks our ass, dude.
What are they? The Trojans?
I think so. Are the Spartans or
Oh,
something?
yeah,
Spartans.
That's what it is.
I'm a Spartan. I graduated from.
Did you?
Oh, nice.
Okay, I was
Okay,
gonna
cool.
ask
Yeah.
that because I don't know if you guys heard, but UTEP is now going to be part of the Mountain
West.
and
Oh.
San
They'll be
Jose-
playing. They'll be
San
part of the,
Jose will
the
be
conference.
part of
now.
a school that they're going to be playing against, along with
So now you'll be covering hopefully some
along
Paso
with
games out there.
UNLV,
UNLV.
Hawaii.
and
G-
this is just going to be basketball. though.
GCU is going to be everything except non-football.
Am I correct with
No,
the?
GCU.
Oh,
from
Wyoming.
Grand Canyon.
Wyoming's going to be part of that Mountain West.
Okay.
And Colorado State.
Colorado State.
Colorado State.
State, not Colorado.
I don't know. He doesn't know shit about sports either.
I'm just repeating
Timmy and
what
Tommy
they say. I
over
don't know.
Oh, that's funny. No, that's
Sultan
cool.
of SWAT.
So
Colossus of Cloud.
Colossus of Cloud.
The grape.
the great man Bino.
Fuck, bro.
Oh, the little alien fell. That's all good.
Who dropped that? That's
I pulled him out of the cup. and I
Ghost,
don't know what
bitch. The ghost.
happened. So talk to us about growing up in the Bay Area. How was that like? I mean,
Yeah. So I will say, well, I'm first generation.
okay.
So I grew up in a very strict household, very traditional.
Where are your parents from?
My mom's from Zacatecas. My dad's from Durango.
Okay.
So yeah, and I think I also struggled. I think Spanish was my first language, but when I went to school, I think I lost it. And then I think now they say no sabo kid, like you know what I mean. Sometimes I feel that way, but then I use Selena Quintanilla as my like example, who I grew up admiring. Like that was my, hero.
Oh,
and then
Celine up there.
where
Right
I
behind
love
you.
it.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
right? So then
She's our hero too.
Yes.
We love her.
Anything for Salinas.
So I would say that's when I was like, okay, but I think I still struggle with the Spanish language. I try to speak more Spanish when I can, but I think, sometimes even as an adult, sometimes you lose that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
You're like, me siento muy excited.
Exactly.
That happens a lot. That happens a lot.
Dude, he's pointed it out to me because I work with him too. He's like, "There's no sabo kid." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And he'll ask me some shit. I'm like, "Oh, you're right. I'm no sabo kid." Like,
Yeah.
oh.
But then I know
am.
real fucking hood Spanish though too, because like where we work, like we grew up with a bunch of fucking like hardcore Mexicans,
Yeah.
so we use a lot of words that aren't like
Yeah.
real words.
Yeah.
So that's
like the
fine.
other day we were talking about. Have you guys ever heard the word cachuqueao?
No.
No.
Bitch,
It's like-
I'm convinced you made it up.
No, dude,
I'm
I swear.
convinced you made it
Shout
up.
out to my boy Eric and my boy Padre. They were always said in middle school and high school, like, "Oh, ese güey está bien cachuqueado," saying that he's ugly, he's all fucked up. Like if they got in a fight, if he
okay.
fell, he got a
All
scrape. Oh, ese güey está cachuqueado. Like
I get it.
that's what I knew as growing up. And
See these slang
Oh,
words.
yeah,
that you
and
learn?
he brought up another one.
Chila pastrienta. Have you guys heard that one?
No.
I don't know if I made that up. I might have made it up. Like I'm the only one that's ever heard that word. I think my family says it. Like a kid, like a little kid's all fucking all like full of mocos and like sticky
Todo
hands.
cachuqueado.
Ta chila pastrienta la Charlie esa. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I've never heard that word.
never heard that.
But I've been watching a lot more like movies and different TV shows, and a lot of them have that Nahuatl. What is it? Nahuatl?
Oh,
That language.
Not what?
I don't know what you call it. But there's and then the Zapotec, like different languages, different native tongues.
Yeah,
and it trips me
indigenous,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
bro, if you ever feel self-conscious, it's really easy. Just speak in Spanish as fast as you can. It doesn't
Sound
matter
like
if
a
you don't
Puerto
pronounce it
Rican.
right. Yeah, just speak it fast, and they're like, "Oh shit."
Is that why the Puerto Ricans don't say their R's or what?
I
They
guess,
say the
bro,
L's.
I guess the Latinos that enunciate were kind of mean to them, so they just started speaking really fast. I don't know.
That
That's
makes
probably
sense. Yeah. So
The Cubans do that too, right?
yeah, Cubans
Not
and
as bad as
Dominicans and.
not as bad as the Boricuas. The Boricuas, you can't send that dick, dude. You can't send.
I don't
dick.
know.
Have you ever spoken to a Boricua like recently, or have you spoken
Yes.
to? And
Well,
do
I
they
was
kind
living
of?
in New York.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I did have to repeat that because completely different.
You live in Nueva York?
Nueva York.
So take us back then. You went to school and you studied journalism?
No, so
or
I actually
communications?
was a sociology major. I was like, maybe I'll be like a, I don't know, counselor of some sort. And then I was like, man, I have my own problems to deal with, let alone like to talk to somebody
Helping-
else and
yeah.
give advice. And then I had a friend that was, she was interning at a news station in San Francisco. And I asked her, like, how'd you get that job? And she's like, oh, I just took a journalism class or something like that. I was like, perfect. So I went back to school after I graduated. I went to a community college, took a journalism course, fell in love with it, wrote a hell of a paper on homophobia and hip hop. It
Oh,
was
wow,
like,
nice.
and then
Oh, wow,
ironically,
that's
I wrote a
interesting.
story about a specific guy on like Love and Hip Hop, and he came out the closet, and it was like a huge thing. And ironically, fast forward, I go to LA and I run into him. And
That's
I
no
told him-
way.
I wrote a paper, and you were the reason why I wrote it because of your you coming out, and you're a hip hop artist. So I thought it was.
Which
cool.
hip hop
That's
artist is
awesome.
this? Can you say?
I don't remember his name, to be honest. He wasn't he didn't really have a lot of music at the
Did
time.
he?
I know.
I'm just kidding. Came out the closet.
But it
Okay.
was like, I remember it was like on Live in Hip Hop. There was like a big episode about it. And then it was one of those topics that started coming up. And
Okay, that's
know.
cool.
Cool. That's cool.
I know. So that was pretty cool.
So that kind of like made you fall in love with the
Yeah,
profession.
with just journalism and writing and doing your research and getting your facts and all this stuff. So then I went back to take a course in broadcasting to get on-air experience, and then that's what landed me my position eventually. But I was interning in San Francisco for a while,
That's cool, dude.
so
It's always you never get a job in your degrey, right?
yeah.
Ironically, I have a degree in journalism.
Oh,
Yeah, but I work for the government, like,
Got it.
and I do a stupid podcast with my alcoholic friends.
Wait a minute.
Whoa, buddy. Take it
Sorry,
easy.
Sorry, guys.
Take it easy, big guy.
Yeah, it's too
So
early.
how long will look? I mean,
It
what
took-
goal was
it
this?
took
How long
some
did it take
time.
you?
So I graduated in 2014,
Okay.
and I didn't start my first job in news until like maybe 2016, 2017. I was interning, and then I got a position. I was like, like you get the calls from the viewers or crazy people telling you, hey, there's something happening here. And so I was one of those people getting the calls and telling my reporter, whatever, hey, I have a story idea for you. There's someone said that's something you should look into. So then after that, I was like, all right, what do I have to do to get in front of the camera? They're like, well, you got to take other courses. I'm like, damn it. Okay. So I finally did that. Then applied. And then that's when I landed my first position in San Angelo, Texas.
Nice.
Oh, very
Congrats.
nice.
I'll give you a round of applause in here.
And that was in 2019.
At this point, are you just like applying anywhere? And hopefully someone picks you up?
Exactly, because San Francisco would have been a big market, and it's too much of a big jump for someone starting off, you know.
So how does, like, let's say you're applying, is it like a big database just for journalism, or do you have to go individually to each like website to like apply individually?
I think I was more looking at LinkedIn and like Indeed and just seeing opportunities, and then looking at the companies too, and then just putting my resume, my reel out there. And then putting it on my YouTube channel. So that's how a lot of people start. News directors or anybody working in news will find you, and then they'll reach out. So that's kind of what happened.
And do most people start on the field, like field reporting? Is that mostly typically like the route?
Yeah, and their position is called multimedia journalist. So that means you basically do everything. You write, shoot, edit your own work.
Oh wow!
So I did it all by myself.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Back as opposed to the day where there was a cameraman, there was an editor, there was an anchor, there was a reporter.
So that each person had one job. Like, all right.
Yeah, now it's like it's just fuck that, we're gonna save money here. Everybody do it.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Wow.
So from there,
how long were you there in San Angelo?
2 years.
2 years, okay. What's their biggest main attraction? Like some little lake, right, or like a pond or something like that? That's like one of their biggest things, right?
Lake. You know what? I think the name of the lake was Lake Nasworthy, if I'm not mistaken. And people used to say Lake Nasty Water.
Nice.
Yes.
Fucking perfect nasty boy over here.
Nice.
But, I will say I made the best out of, my situation being out there, and I made some friends. So luckily my best friend, her name is Lisette Hernandez. Shout out to Lisette Hernandez.
Shout out to Lisette.
Oh, shout out
She
Lisette.
was another news anchor for a different station, and we became really close. And her family adopted me in, and we went to San Antonio every weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was able to escape San Angelo when I wanted to. Okay.
Nice. That's cool.
We're talking about it before. Like, don't they have a real bad meth problem in San Angelo?
They probably do.
I thought I already booked my hotel. I'm on my way.
I use them every rewards. So you were in San Angelo for 2 years. What did you do after that?
And then I told myself I want to end up in New York. New York City was the goal, but I got an opportunity upstate New York, the Hudson Valley to be exact. And
Cool.
I said, this is my chance, and I left, and I went, and I loved it. I had such a great time in New York. I miss it, don't get me wrong. But I knew, I was like, okay, I also have to, because it's another bigger market considered, so you still have to basically pay your dues. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I knew, I was like, okay, there has to be another jump before New York City. So then I got the opportunity here in El Paso. But here's the thing, I did 2 years in New York and then here. So I got the job as an investigative reporter for KFOX.
Nice.
And then, things happened, layoffs happened, and my position was eliminated, unfortunately. So then I had to figure it all out again.
Dang.
Start all over, apply, reapply, see what else is out there.
How long did it take you to find a new position?
It took me about 2 months, I will say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it took me 2 months. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm collecting unemployment. Let me enjoy this time. Let me, this is my time for me and figuring it out. Things happen. But I also had to remind myself, like, obviously don't get too discouraged because it's easy to stay there, like to get into depression, thinking you're not good enough. And like all of this was like almost like a mind thing for me. Like, no, you're going to get out of this funk. You're going to be okay. And you always have your family's support. So ironically, I applied to various places, and the person or the people that reached back out were from the Bay Area.
Oh, nice.
California, and they're like, we want you. Come over here.
Come
It's
home.
beautiful, man.
Come
That's
home.
beautiful.
Come
home, baby.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Everything works out the way it's supposed to work out.
Yes,
Right? That's awesome.
Are you gonna be playing going back to Cali?
Yeah.
Right, dude. That's what I was gonna start the intro with.
Oh, but I did see on the
Going
questionnaire she's a Tupac girl. So
Yes,
West
but
Coast.
see, I'm a West Coast, but I still feel like I have a little New York in me. So
All right,
you know
all
what
right.
I mean?
So
Yeah.
when you were back in New York, what city were you in?
I was the town is like Middletown, New York. I guess a lot of people are like, a lot of New Yorkers will not consider that New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
okay.
like they're very about their city and But I will say I loved it. I had a good time, and it was like an hour away from New York City, so I was able to escape.
Oh, that's cool.
And it wasn't that far to like go.
I thought you were like a couple hours away.
I was thinking like Albany, Rochester.
Yeah, that's what I was
I was
thinking.
thinking like
Saint-
somewhere along
Saint
the
George,
border
whatever
of
it's called.
Canada and
I
stuff.
was
Lake
very
George, yeah.
fortunate. I would tell people Beacon, Newburgh, and I feel like that's where I honestly enjoyed it the most. They had really, really cute bars, coffee shops. That's my vibe. Yeah.
I don't remember my way up there. I need to make my way up there.
Was it cold out there in the winter?
Freezing.
Yeah.
I brought on my like one of these coats is one of my
Oh, that's a New York
Yeah.
one. Hell yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
dude.
so it keeps me nice and warm. Yeah.
That's what I hate about traveling when you go somewhere cold, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I hate
You're not familiar with the type of climate
it.
that's
Oh, dude, no. Like, I mean, When I went to New England, I had on a coat and I was ready for it, and everybody's looking at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with this fool?" And shit.
Middle of summer.
Like,
Were you wearing shorts?
Middle of summer.
I was wearing shorts and a coat, and it was in the middle of July.
What's up with this hobo over here?
No, yeah, it was in wintertime, but still.
That's cool. So let's talk about El Paso for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Where are your favorite spots to go in El Paso as far as like eating, just hanging out? Your spots
Ooh.
My spot
that you're gonna miss.
Yes. And I've already been
That's a good
making my
question.
rounds before.
Yeah.
Damn, nice.
I know you're on your little farewell
I had
tour.
to, yeah. So I would say definitely for coffee. So let's start there. Coffee, I will say café con leche. I love café con leche. And it reminds me of like your Theo's garage. Like literally it's like in a garage setting, the way it's like the plants. I'm a plant mom, so I love my plants. And I'm a hippie at heart too. So it's like it gives me my hipster vibes that I need. So café con leche, I will also say Viejo Coffee.
Viejo Coffee, heard of them.
Viejo Coffee. There's another one. I can't remember the name, but
Are they the ones that sell in a bag or something like that? The Viejo?
oh, that's
Viejo?
787. I
Oh.
do like their.
No, but there's another one too that says in a bag, not 77. No,
Oh, I
or am
don't
I
know.
tripping? I don't know.
I think
I'm not a
Viejo-
coffee person, so I don't
Got
know.
it.
Viejo
Okay.
might do that.
Viejo might, right?
Maybe.
I think they might. I don't
I think
know.
they
Or
might.
they used to.
Yeah, when they didn't have that.
I think so.
location.
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not a coffee guy.
Okay.
So those places in
787 is good too, and I know it's like a Puerto Rican owned.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
what else? Oh, coffee and good espresso martinis, Proof and Press.
Proof and Press.
And shout out to Curtis, that's the homie. So
Nice.
Shout
Shout out
out
to
Curtis.
Curtis. Shout out to
Yeah.
Kiwi as well.
I was
Yes.
about to
Yeah.
say.
Oh, Kiwi.
No,
I was
homie
like,
Kiwi.
dude, I forgot about Kiwi. Yeah, fuck yeah, Kiwi.
We haven't hit him up.
It's a small world, bro.
That's right.
Okay.
And then for cocktails, I just found the Garrison. I love the Garrison.
Nice.
Is that
Nice
that one
spot.
downtown?
Yeah, right
I've
across
been wanting
the
to go check it out.
the county courthouse. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, how convenient. I used to be at the county courthouse for stories. So I was like, oh, there's the Garrison.
It's in that same strip where all the
Yeah.
where all the comedy bars are.
Is that where we're at?
Bang,
We're-
Bang, yeah,
yeah.
we're at that La Bang Bangs right
But
there.
it's
Okay.
on the other side of
It's where that-
Kansas, right?
No.
It's all in
in
the same
corner.
strip.
It's in that corner.
It's on-
in the corner.
Where
It
the
used
tap
to-
is? Where the tap is?
Yeah, but on that corner.
Yeah.
It used to be like an Asian restaurant for the
so
longest
it's a
time.
corner. It's a corner.
Yeah.
You're right.
Don't
you're
they
right,
do
you're
like
right, you're
salsa
right.
dancing or something? Something like that.
They do some sort of
Some shit like
event.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're there for the comedy stuff, remember?
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly.
cool.
That's cool.
1922 is another one. It's like a speakeasy. I love it.
1922.
Yeah, I've been there.
Vibe.
We've been there when we did that golfing thing, that putting, that barstool putting thing.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like a downstairs.
That's right. Dude, I was thinking it was 1914 or whatever. Remember that one?
Oh yeah,
At
19
Union?
No, that was like 20,
That was a long time
15
ago.
years
Okay.
ago. But yeah, 1922.
I've never been. Yeah, we have been there.
Yeah, we have,
golf one,
yeah. That's where I made a hole in one.
That's right.
That
That's
nobody
right.
saw.
Nobody saw. Nobody remembers.
You can't go wrong with the Reagan too. I like
The
that.
Reagan's
Reagan's
cool.
dope, dude. I
I like the Reagan.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah, we've been there.
What about food places?
Food places. You know what? I've been going like weekly. It's Taconeta.
Oh, I was about to say
Yes,
taconeta.
weekly. It's like a weekly thing.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
a treat for myself. I'm like, you know what?
Yes.
You did good. Go to Taconeta.
Hell yeah.
So I love that.
What do you get from there?
Oh, they have the suadero, the chicken, and like a fried shrimp. It's just
Oh,
so
fried
good.
shrimp?
Yes,
No.
it's like a-
Okay.
I like their fish tacos.
The
dude.
fish
Their
tacos are bomb,
go
bro.
hard to
The
me. I don't know. I like the shrimp.
The
and
suaderos are good too.
Yeah,
The fish
that's
are
what I get.
fine.
Suadero and fish. That's what I always get.
Yeah, a little purple taco.
And a little margarita goes a long way, and all you need is one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never drank any alcohol there.
Surprisingly.
Remember when Carlos and Mickey's was known as a margarita place and shit?
Dude.
That's right.
They used
The-
to,
the
I've never
big
been
one,
to
right?
Carlos and Mickey's.
No.
They have
What?
like giant fucking margaritas like that, like huge ones. But like, I don't know if they even sell them anymore. Nobody
Yeah,
even
yeah.
talks about them.
The Texas size margarita.
They still have them?
Yeah, there I drink.
There you drink.
There I drink.
Dude, I think the last time I went there for one of those was Christmas party back in like 2019 before COVID. That was the last time I've been.
I'm surprised no one ever took you. That's like a
Yeah, that's like a, that's like a
Yeah.
spot.
And it's like
in El
right
Paso.
here. It's like right here, like two.
That's
like
a touristy.
2-3
That's a
minutes away.
famous touristy spot that most people, and you always see like a lot of people from out of town there. Like that's a.
They go
touristy
L and
spot.
J, Carlos and Mickey, and
Because
Ándale.
the food,
Ándale.
it's catered a little. It's not as spicy and as authentic. I want to say right. So they cater more to the palate of like people that are from out of
White
town.
people.
I didn't want to say that, but
the white
I'll
people.
say it.
you know where I'm.
I'll say it.
But yeah, okay.
I look white, so I can say it.
So I'm noticing you don't leave downtown area.
Are
Yeah,
you?
pretty much. I've got. You know what? I recently started going to some places like by Airway Central, East. Not so much because I think it's far. And honestly, it's also the drivers here or something crazy. And you
Yeah.
hear about
Yeah.
drunk drivers, and it's crazy. So I'd rather stay home or stay close to home.
That's smart.
That's smart. That's a smart move.
Because unfortunately, it's not the Wild Wild West. It's the Wild Wild East Side, bro. Like it's crazy over there, dude. It's wild, man.
It's getting crazy.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy, dude. It's nuts out there.
Damn.
Yeah.
What do you think it is? What do you guys think it is?
I personally think it was a combination of maybe lack of police presence, because like the closest command center was like on Pebble Hills, and it's super far. And then plus it's like it's just nonstop fucking shopping centers with bars and fucking a bunch of shit, dude. Like
I think it's all the people that like are our age that we went to school with, all the fucking pendejos and like idiots that were,
Dude, you know,
and then they procreated, and then their families now live on the east side.
Yeah,
I feel that it has a big thing to do, but I feel like our generation was heavily influenced by Jersey Shore, dude. Like if you think about it,
You think so?
I think so.
I've never. It's crazy. It's a crazy theory.
Think about it. Think about it.
Get into
Because
bro.
Jersey Shore premiered like in 2009.
Okay.
That's when I was already, I had just graduated. So you guys were already in college. If you think about it, that
already 40 by
generation
then.
started doing like fucking the GTL shit, being douchebags, the certain way they dress and just the way people carry themselves. And people just started getting reckless and not giving a fuck, bro. I just feel that influenced it a lot, especially when they would party all crazy. Because people were trying to emulate that. There was a group of people that I knew partying back in the day that would come to Juarez Shore just because they thought they were, and would come to Juarez Shore and they get pissed, bro. They would get fucking pissed, bro, because it would come to Juarez Shore because they thought they were.
Awesome.
They even got the Pauly D tattoos, the same thing and everything, bro.
Is it the star or something?
Yeah, the star, the rock star thing. I don't know what it was, but dude, I feel like Jersey Shore has a big influence on our generation as far as partying.
Wow.
I think this should be looked into straight up.
We'll do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Why not? But see, dude.
I don't want to do research.
Put
dude.
your journalistic shoes
Yeah,
on,
you
baby.
journalist.
Nah, I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
You're-
That's why I'm in the government.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys think about that, but I feel like Jersey Shore really did kind of influence a little bit. You know,
Is there something to that? Is there
know.
a story that can
I
be?
never-
You're sociologist. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
It's something I can look into, right?
there you go.
And start interviewing people. What do you think about this? Yeah.
It's a good.
What's been one of your I guess you kind of told us that paper you wrote, right? But other than that, something that you were a part of that you reported on, what's been your most impactful favorite?
Stories or something
Story.
you covered or
That's a good
event.
question. Well, I think what started for me, one of the big stories I covered while I was in San Francisco, just like as an intern or working behind, was there was a huge house party in Oakland. It was like called the Oakland Ghost Ship, I think, fire. And it was a fire that killed like 36 people.
No way.
And what's crazy about it, it was that it was in a warehouse. So like the landlord or something did not, there was a lot of people, young people. There was a lot of, it was almost like this was a place where a lot of like maybe people who didn't have housing stayed, right? And so this place was like a party for a minute, and then it burned to flames, and people were trapped and couldn't find an escape. And yeah. And so what's crazy about it was there was a lot of people or acquaintances or people that I knew that knew someone that was there. And we were getting calls. People were like, my friend was missing and I think she was there. So we're hearing all these reports. So I'm honestly, now social media is good for this. You start finding people's names, reaching out, finding their picture. Now I'm like making a list of people like that are missing and trying to connect the dots. And what's crazy is as well as that a lot of them were transgender. So they went by specific names. So we were trying to be respectful to finding the right name, and just making sure that that's what we're putting out there for our news coverage. So it was just a tough story, but I remember I was having like nightmares for a couple days about it. And then I remember going out with a reporter on the scene and just seeing like people from everywhere because it was huge. We're here to cover that. And yeah, it's just so sad to see that so many young people died that day. But that's how I feel about like when it comes to shootings and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude.
And so obviously Las Vegas was a big thing for me. So anytime there was a shooting or like a march for like, for anything involving school shootings and stuff, I was always a part of that in some way, shape, or form. But I would also say stuff that I've covered. I mean, I have a lot of good stories too, and that's one thing I want to focus on. Hopefully my next job will allow me to do that, is find the good people.
The positive things in life.
Yeah, because there's just so much sadness in this world,
Right.
and you hear about it all the time. And it's like, I think as a journalist, it's my responsibility to try to bring some more positivity and share that with the world as well. Even if it's like me doing it on my own, like, hey, I found this person, whether it airs or not, because honestly, sometimes we don't get the choice. You have someone that approves your story. Like you find a good story, whatever it is, you let your manager, director know, and you have to get it approved. And you have to find the people to talk to and interview. And I think for me, one of the toughest things is like after a loss, like someone lost a loved one, do something tragic and is trying to interview the family. it's one of those things that people are like, how could you have no, no heart, no soul if you're going to interview the family. And I get it, but I think it's also how you approach it. It's like, I know you're going through a tough time. How can we help? Like, if you have a GoFundMe, is there a way that we can raise awareness of some sort? But it's always tough, I think, when you talk to a family member after
displaying that empathy, dude. Displaying that empathy when you're going through something, because it's not like you're walking in with a camera and a mic, like, hey, talk to me. You're talking like, dude, like, well, we want to help. We want to be there for you. Like, that sounds like an integral part of it.
And honestly, I will say that's been probably my greatest trait or strength here, is that people will reach or respond to me. And I think, again, it's all about your approach. You know what I mean? And I put myself in their shoes too. Like, I can't even imagine. I think that's one of my biggest fears, is having to report on like a loved one or someone that you knew that, it's close to home. So I only can put myself in their shoes as well.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Wow.
I will say that is tough. I did have a friend. He was an ex-sheriff. He became a teacher, and he was telling me that the reason why was because he saw too much gore. It was just too much for him that after a while he just couldn't anymore. He's like, I don't want to deal with that. So I can see, when you're saying about the nightmares and stuff, it's tough. You don't think that as a viewer, as a regular citizen, we don't put ourselves in your shoes as far as what you go with, what you see. Like, I never thought of that either. Right. I don't know about you guys.
No,
that's crazy, man. Well, that's one of the things. Yeah, is like when you see you see the people that like, they've gone through something and they're there crying, and I'm like, how the hell can they interview?
I'm thinking, being the person behind and being trying to interview. Yeah, I hate that. That's the worst part of my job, but it's also my job. So it's like, okay, how do you, with what is happening, how can you make this less of a, me thing? Also, it's like, I understand if you don't want to talk. I get it. Like, trust me, I wouldn't either. But if, I'll give you a couple days, or if you don't want to talk now, here's my number, here's my card. Let me know if you need anything. And they will reach back out. Like, I see it. And it's also like, a lot of people would want to put their family member out there and how they want them to be remembered, a certain way. So just being as respectful as you can, I guess.
And I think like you said, the way you approach it has a lot to do with it. Also not just like death, but also like, let's say like abuse cases or things like that, or like missing purses or graping, like something like that's very. That's what they taught us, to really, really tread lightly and like be as compassionate as you possibly can, because you don't know what they're going through. Hopefully you don't know what they're going through. Right. You know what I mean? So it's always good to just be a good person too. It's like it's ingrained in our culture too, like to help people and fucking be there for each other. So I think that helps too, man. It sounds like a tough thing.
Definitely.
You made it.
Dude, I'm gonna cry.
He's gonna cry.
Nah, I'm not gonna cry. Don't put me in the spot like that, because I will.
I know you will.
Don't bully me. I'll cry.
You want to talk about last Friday?
Nah, I don't. I really don't. Aztec death whistle. The other day I sent them a meme, or it was a TikTok, right? Of this dude. He's I guess he's in Mexico somewhere, and he put, I blow my Mexican death whistle at 3:15 every night, so the neighbors think that we're haunted. Nobody fucks with us. And he was like doing it all loud in the middle of the night.
Well, that one's like super loud.
Yeah,
it sounds like
mine sounds like a Jaguar. Mine sounds pretty cool. The one I have at home. I gotta bring that one.
I just scream like that, like a girl, like
that one's terrifying.
That's funny. So, I know on the questionnaire we were asking you, who are 3 people that you would like to have, your vice with, whether it's a drink, a meal, if you want to smoke with them, whatever you want to do. One of them was Selena up there. Why Selena? Can you talk to us about why her?
What's crazy is that, because, well, I'll also say it's probably one of my most like first memories of news is watching her her death on TV, you know what I mean, when she was killed. And I remember I just seeing the reporters out there, and I was like, oh my God, like I can't imagine being a reporter at the scene right now, finding out like the rest of the world how she died. So, but yeah, I think growing up, she was like, I think every Mexican little girl's hero, and I just grew up loving her music. And like I said, she also didn't speak the greatest Spanish. So I felt like that was relatable to me. And, she still blew up and was amazing and did amazing things. I mean, unfortunately, she, lost her life the way she did. But to me, she will always be, a legend. And
for sure.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Selena song?
Oh, man, I don't.
Or top 2?
Let me see.
What is it? I don't know. I just know that one in the.
It's Si Una Vez. I think for me, one of them is Si Una Vez, and then another one is the one where What is the one where they're playing like mariachi and
Yes.
whatever
Oh,
that
dude, I
one is.
love that song.
Whatever that
I
one is,
love
that
it.
Keep going, keep going.
Keep going, maybe. Shazam it. It's Shazam.
I
Baby.
can't
I
think
don't
of
know.
it right now.
I have it.
Okay.
Watch.
That's cool.
I'll bust it up.
Shout out to my boy Jono. He loves dressing up as Selena in the purple dress.
Oh,
He does
yeah?
that shit. I think I'm gonna dress up as Selena maybe next year. I'm sorry, next year.
You missed your opportunity.
I did.
when you
I
had
really
the
did.
long hair.
Yeah, I did. With the little hat, the little leather hat,
And then
the
that
little-
ass was fat too, Doug.
That ass was fat, right? I gotta start doing
Dude,
squats again, bro.
that was like my second crush ever. Like,
Really?
well, Pink Ranger,
Angel?
obviously. The Pink. Well,
Pink
no,
Ranger?
Selena was. Angel, my third.
Now
No,
that I
yeah.
think about it, it's no me queda más.
Yes, no me queda más. Yeah.
Oh, that is a good song.
Yeah.
That is a
and
good
I
song.
remember she was in
Yeah.
San Antonio Riverwalk. That's when I remember.
Oh, and then
I
they
was-
got they have like the whole symphony in the back.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Ah,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's a good song.
That's
That's a good song.
Oh, that's such a good song,
Yeah.
bro.
I like the late
It's
at
been the
night.
feels.
Late at night. What's that song? Late at night when I've been sleeping.
What's
What's the name of that?
I wish you would have sang more in English, dude. Like, that, I wish you had had more opportunity to sing more in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's crazy stuff, man. I was gonna ask you another Celine's question. I
But
forgot.
also, she was like a Texas girl. So
Yeah,
you
she's a
know,
Texas girl. Yeah.
Corpus Christi.
Yeah,
I always said I
Corpus
want to go visit her museum and.
Oh, I saw her little memorial.
yeah,
a
I've
few
seen her
years ago.
memorial too.
Yeah, when I was out moving people out there to Corpus Christi, and I was like, let's go to the beach, and we saw the thing.
Or how my mom would say, Corpus Crispy.
Corpus Christi,
You gotta say
Corpus
Crispy,
Crispy treats.
Ay, hombre, llegamos a Corpus Crispy. And my cousin's like, pues no, si no es pollo, tía, calmada.
No spoil. Have you been to Mexico? Oh, sorry. Let's go back to the question. So you said Tupac was one of them. Why Tupac?
I just feel like he's just a legend, man. Like, why wouldn't you want to have a drink with Tupac?
Pick his brain for a little bit.
Yeah,
For sure.
Because he was very big into like poems and poetry.
Didn't he
so
start off in theater?
Yeah, out there in New
think
York. I
so.
think at Juilliard or something like that.
Yeah.
One of
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
I think he was just a very smart individual. That,
really was. Ahead of his time for sure.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. He was gay, right?
I
Like,
don't
he was
know,
gay.
dude.
Have you seen the
Yeah,
the
dude,
footage of him?
I've seen the
like, when he
footage.
was doing theater.
Yeah, dude. Like, well, not because of that, just because
The way his mannerisms, the way he was.
But
I don't know.
mean, let's face it. I mean, people that are that have a different gender, they're bi, they're gay. They have more artistic expression, right? They're more in tune with.
Let's
that.
dig deeper into
Yeah.
the conspiracy aspect of that. What about maybe his relationship with P Diddy? That's why they
Perhaps, like you never know, dude. Like you never know.
know.
But like
and Biggie. And they said Biggie was gay. Have you seen the
Doubt
video
it.
of that where he's Diddy's caressing him and shit?
I'm sorry to everybody who just
dude,
heard that.
I'm sorry.
They're gonna get pissed. You know, our
Dude,
East
it's
Coast
because
friends
like
are.
my boy Ricky's been sending me shit. You know,
He says,
like-
I don't know
I'm
about that
like-
one, bro.
No, but it's like for us, like because he was just so like full of life and like so like artistic. You know what I mean? Like I think the whole Tupac, the persona was just a persona. In my opinion,
for
You think
sure.
so? He was
I
just
think so.
acting. He was just acting, dude.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately he was just.
He was a great
different soul.
actor.
Yeah, it was a different soul.
I mean, he was a great actor.
That's what I feel.
And he's not even West Coast. He was born on the East Coast. He grew up over there. He just came over here. Like he's not even a West Coaster. People think, oh, he's West Coast. He's LA. Like no, he's not. But they don't know the story. You know.
Yeah.
He's from Baltimore and New York, like that area, East Coast. So he just moved out there.
Again, it's
The
just
persona. It's a
persona,
persona.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like.
I still like
his
him. I still
music.
fuck
I
with
like
him.
his music, bro.
What's one of your favorite roles that Tupac played? Like as far as acting.
One of my favorite movies is Poetic Justice.
Hell yeah.
I was about to say
So that
Poetic
his
Justice.
little
Okay.
personality in that movie.
That was
stole it
perfect.
For me.
Yeah.
I loved it. I know. And
Okay.
that connection with Janet Jackson was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know. It wasn't it another one, Juice?
Juice is a good one.
Dude, just a badass movie.
I just saw it like a couple weeks ago. It was good.
Yeah.
Because you hadn't seen it.
I hadn't seen it like in 10 years.
Oh, but because when we had Al here, he was
Yeah.
breaking it down for us. It
Yeah.
was
We had
really
our
good.
friend here because it's really a horror movie. It's a slasher movie
Yeah.
in theory. Like just the way he goes and you spoiler alert for a fucking 30-year-old movie. And he's just going and picking everybody off one by one, right? So it's just like the theory is just like it's really a slasher movie. It's not so much.
And if you're curious on that, Al broke it down on episode. I can't remember, but
Yeah, look it up. What's your favorite Tupac song?
I would say either Hail Mary or Ambitions of a Writer.
I like Ambitions of a Writer. I think mine is the hotel on the checkout time. That's a good one. It's like a feel good Tupac song. So if you guys ever listen to him, that's a good one.
hit him up, Doug.
Hit him up is good, dude. He does go hard at
That
Biggie.
fucker goes
Like he
hard
goes
on
hard
that.
at it, dude. Like I can't.
dude.
It's like saying Ether, bro. Like Ether.
Yeah.
when
Oh,
Nas
dude.
goes at Jay-Z,
Yeah.
so it's great. I love it
Probably one of the greatest diss.
Yeah.
They're like top 5 both
for sure. For sure, top 3 probably.
or top 2.
All right, and then for the last person on your 3 people was your grandmother.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So my grandmother passed away a year ago. In
Oh, a
December,
year ago.
almost a year ago in
Oh,
December.
sorry to hear
and
that.
what was crazy about it is that, well, the reason why I wanted to get into news was because, like, as a little girl, we would watch the news together in her
Las
living
noticias.
room.
Las
So-
noticias.
Yes.
Telemundo,
That's how we
Noticias
bonded.
Univision.
Univision.
That's exactly how we bonded. I feel like, and now that I think of, like, now it's all making sense because I think that they always, like, they get their information from the news. So it's like, I feel like I have a responsibility to find out the truth, find out the facts. If it's like my abuelita watching, I want her to know.
That's cool.
Exactly.
Do you have that in the back of your
Yeah.
mind
That's
every time you're
smart.
out there?
She would always tell me, "Mija, I seen this on the noticias, so it has to be true." So it's like, okay.
And how did she feel when you told her your career, like
Oh,
the
she
career
was,
you
no,
were
she was
pursuing?
very supportive. The only thing, she was just sad that I was moving away.
Oh,
And what's crazy is that full circle moment. I'm coming home. She's not going to be there, but I saw my grandfather. So
Oh, that's good.
that's
Oh,
beautiful.
And-
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Family's so important, man.
yeah.
Do you remember watching the noticias with your grandma and then that
Yes.
weirdo Walter Mercado would pop up?
Yes.
He would
not a weirdo.
He would creep the shit out of me as a kid. Be like, what the
Yeah.
like? Everybody would get all quiet. Be like, oh, fuck.
It's
like,
funny,
so
but
I'd be like, what the hell? And then
it was so interesting, bro, because I would stop what I was doing and I'd
Right.
watch it with
Dude,
my grandmother.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm like, what the fuck? Is this guy
Everybody
saying?
knew
I
to
never-
shut the fuck up. when it was
Exactly,
on,
bro.
dude. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that guy would creep me out because I don't know if it was a dude, a chick in a big old gown. I didn't know what I was just like.
It was very confusing.
It
But,
was, as a
but
kid,
it
I
was
was
very
confused.
like it drew you in, bro.
Yeah,
It
it
drew
did.
you in.
did.
And especially as a little kid, you're like, what the fuck is he saying?
It was very confusing for me because it gave me like erotic feel. Oh, wait.
I felt a little butterfly in my dude. I always felt that he was the equivalent to the call me now for your free reading, the tarot reading. Remember that lady?
Well,
Oh, Miss Cleo, yeah.
Dude, like whenever she'd pop up, I'd be like, oh
Yes.
shit, like I get creeped out as a kid. So I thought they were the same, you know.
That's funny.
I was at my dad's house yesterday, and there's another one. There's like a fucking like a Guatemalteco and shit, and he's just like, háblame, tía, háblame ahorita. Fucking, I know it's weird. And he has like the numbers and a bunch of fucking starry shit in the back. There's a new one now.
Do you guys remember back on, I think it was 104.3 a few years ago with Mercy, that psychic lady? She would come on like weekly and give people, you call in the local station and you'd like tell her what was going on and she would give you like a reading. It was fucking weird, bro. It was weird as hell.
On the radio?
On 104.3 with
crazy.
local people. Yeah. That was crazy.
I have a quick story.
Yeah, go
There's
for it.
this big known psychic. Her name was Sylvia Brown.
Yes.
She would be on Montel Williams' show. Let me tell you, at my abuelita's house, I'd be watching Montel Williams, Jerry Springer, you name it.
Hell yeah, all that good
All
stuff.
the good stuff. But I remember she would always be there. Tell me why one time in the Bay Area, I was getting my nails done. This woman walks in getting her nails done, and her nails are like this long.
What?
So I was like, this lady with the long nails. And I remember she would be telling her nail lady like their future or whatever. And it was just like, they probably didn't understand a word she said. But, you know, they were like doing her nails like, yeah, this lady's crazy. But I remember her telling people like, oh, this is what's going to happen to you. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to know anything.
I was about to ask you, are you one of those that would like to know? If you had the opportunity to speak to her, would you want to know about your
I
future?
don't know. I try not to touch that because it's like, I don't want to mess with God, you know? So.
I feel the same way, but I'm so curious.
Of
Like,
course.
Oh,
You
and-
I'm like,
anyone
should
would
I?
be?
Like, do I want to? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Because what if it's something negative and you're gonna try everything in your powers to
To avoid it.
You guys don't know what's gonna
Final
happen.
destination, bro.
well,
It's gonna come after you no matter what.
when your time comes.
You guys don't know.
What?
I know, so you guys are lucky and shit.
What?
I'm just kidding. No, dude, Sylvia Brown's actually the one that gave me. She's the one that gave me the idea that like deja vu. You know when you get deja vu, like she's the one that said she's like when you get deja vu, that means that you're the correct path that you're in life.
Wow.
That's you're lining up with where you should be. That's why you feel that.
Do you
that
do you
feeling.
experience deja vu a lot?
all the time?
Dude,
He
it's,
does,
it's
bro.
weird because I experience it.
I experience it like quite often, but
quite
not too
often.
crazy. Not like all
Yeah,
the time.
not crazy either. But like when I do, it's like, wow, this fucking. And I always remember what you told me about that. Like,
Yeah, and that's where I got it from Sylvia Brown. Yeah.
there's another one that like I don't know. Remember hearing the whole 11-11 shit? Like,
Yeah,
it's
or the
11-11.
repeating numbers in general.
And that's another one. Like whenever you're whatever you're doing and you happen to look at your watch or your phone to check the time, and if you happen to see it and it's 11-11, that's another thing telling you that you're on the right path, that you're where
way.
you're supposed to be.
That's cool.
That's another. I don't know where I heard that, but just believe me on this.
Just believe me in that shit.
Trust me, bro.
There's another one. Like, have you ever felt like somebody's like I
Watching
don't want
you?
to say watching you, but not watching you. You feel like somebody else is like, I guess, observing you. So what I've read is that that's your future self thinking back about that moment at that time. That's why it feels like somebody's watching.
Kind of like the peanut butter when
yeah,
running.
kind of like
okay.
that. Yeah, something like
wow.
that.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Stripped out. Yeah.
Have you heard that story about the guy with the peanut butter in the hoodie? You want to tell
Yeah,
that story real quick?
So I listen to a lot of podcasts, right? And there's this one paranormal podcast where people call in and tell stories.
And by the way, I've seen this separately before you even told me. Like, so
okay.
yeah.
It's stripped out. So this guy calls in and he's like, yeah, when I was a kid, he's like, I was at my parents' house and I was running around like a little kid. And then I run into the kitchen and I see this dude wearing a hoodie and he's making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I freak out because I don't know him. And he looks at me and he freaks out. He's like, and then I run off, right? Forgot about it. Years later, he's at his parents' house. He's wearing a hoodie and making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And he looks over and some little kid runs in. And he looks at him and he freaks out. And the little kid freaks out and takes off running. So
So like him.
essentially he saw himself in the future, like, but it was-
And in the past.
Yeah, and in the
It's
past.
weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's like
That is weird, right?
That's it. I mean, it could be really huge coincidences.
It could be. I mean, you never
it
know.
Could be. You never know, but yeah.
what was your I know that was one of the questions on the questionnaire if you believe in like paranormal stuff or if you ever experienced anything like that.
No, I wouldn't say so. Like I love Halloween, by the way. So I love all these little spooky, things. But
You
I
like
don't-
to hear about it?
Yes, I don't want to be a part of it. But
Same.
But yeah, no, I don't.
You've never experienced anything creepy, anything like out of the ordinary where you're just like, you couldn't explain it? You never seen anything?
Like not even as a kid, like like you get eerie feelings as a kid, or
Yeah.
you see something, you hear something,
I'm sure.
and then your parents are like, it's nothing, it's all in your imagination and shit like
no,
that.
I'm
But they-
sure. There's nothing that sticks out right now.
Just like yesterday, it was probably like midday. I was supposed to get up and do stuff, but yesterday was my day off. So I was in bed and like I said, my girlfriend likes to sleep in. I don't know what it is about girls, but they like to fucking sleep in, which is annoying, right? So
You're the weird one. 'cause
I can't
everybody likes to sleep in.
I can't be in bed past 8 a.m. Like I just feel like I need to do something, right? So then I jump in the shower or whatever. I come out and I'm like, let me just jump back in bed. So next thing you know, I doze off and it's probably like around noon, and I'm holding her like this, right? She's on her side, I'm on my side, and then I'm asleep, and then next thing you know, I just hear like the door open to my restroom and kind of close, and I hear like steps, and I'm thinking, oh, she's getting ready, and I'm like, wait, I'm fucking holding her. So I get up real quick and I'm like, what the hell? And she got up too. And she's like, did you hear that? I'm like, did you hear that? And she's like, yeah. And we look over, nothing. The door was closed, but it was weird as hell, dude.
Bitch, I
Weird
told
as
you I was
hell.
going to drop off my noodle away.
Dude, it was the weirdest thing. And I was
in
like,
your bedroom,
Here's your noodle.
in your restroom, in your bed.
I'm gonna leave it on the sink in your restroom.
Dude, it was the weirdest thing because like legit, I was like, nah, she's getting ready for bed. But then I'm like, I'm holding her. And we both get up and we're like, what the hell? Like we couldn't explain it, but yeah, that's wild.
bro. So like, oh man,
Oh, bitch,
Let's-
don't scare
let's
me,
stay on
bitch.
this-
Ah, bitch.
So like, I've told these guys like the house that I live in, it's creepy. It's not creepy, but we've experienced.
It's not creepy.
Shit.
It's nice. It's a nice,
nice
house.
house.
It's a
But
really
it-
nice
but
house.
we've experienced creepy shit. So what the fuck? There was something that happened to me, and I did
toy.
Do you remember I told you a toy went off?
A toy or a
when I was
ball?
over there last week.
The ball, though. So that was Pow. Pow fucking experienced a ball coming out of the. But
I was
then
really drunk, and I remember.
and then so another time. So I haven't told these on the podcast. So these are two different separate experiences. One of them, I was in the restroom, and this toy vacuum that the girls play with. They have their playroom, right? All their fucking crap is in there. So I go take a piss in the restroom in the hallway, and then all of a sudden I hear the fucking vacuum turn on. And who's home? I think
Autumn.
Pao was home and Autumn, and Olivia was in school, but they were in the living room. So and that toy in particular, I didn't think it had batteries. Like they hadn't used it in a long ass time. They hadn't played with it in a long ass time. For it to go off, it was just like tripping me the fuck out. So then I go tell Pao, like, because it stayed on, and I was like, I'm gonna go get Pao and show her, like, babe, come here, like, check this shit out. So we go, and I'm like, check the fucking to see
camera?
if the switch is it on, like the on switch, or
You make her check?
hey, bro, right?
She's all pushing her. Go check.
I'm hiding in the hallway. Like,
Babe, go check on the noise. Go check on the noise.
fuck you, asshole.
Hell yeah. I do the same thing, bro.
So then she checks, and I'm like, I honestly thought that shit didn't even have batteries, but it was on the on switch. But still, for it to have gone off, like,
That's weird.
So that was one, and then this other one just happened recently. So Pao's going to school right now. She's taking some classes, and she stays up late at night doing homework while the girls are asleep. I'm asleep, and this night in particular, I think this happened just recently, like this past week. And she's up doing her homework. She hears a loud, she described it as like a bang, And she thought that like one of the girls hit their head like on the wall or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but then she waited like to hear crying. So she got scared and she rushes to the bedroom where I'm asleep. And she's like, babe, did you hear that? I'm like, what? Like, no, like, hear what? She's like, you didn't hear that bang? And she's like talking to me like if I'm fucking with her, like if I know, like I heard it and I'm telling her no, like to fuck with her. But I'm like, no, like I was just asleep right now. And I want to say it was like 2 something in the morning, like close to 3.
Dude.
And usually, and so like our neighbors are kind of loud, bro, because like they, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that, but they come home late, and sometimes their car doors slam. Like they slam, They come home late, like usually, typically on the weekends and shit. So.
What my neighbors say about me. Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking like maybe it was a car door that's just slammed. You know, she's like in the zone, and like, you know, to her it was probably loud and like startled her. Mm-hmm. But nah, dude. So like I'm like, well, what could it have been? Like, and then sometimes I'm like, I tell her, I'm like, were you asleep? Like, were you like falling asleep or were you asleep? Because like there's been times where I've like been falling asleep and I don't realize that I'm asleep, and then I hear a loud bang. And it's happened to me multiple times where I get up and I like do a perimeter check around the house, like what the fuck was that? Yeah. But then a homie of mine explained it to me that sometimes like when you're asleep, like something about your heart and like starting up again, or like it stops for a while and then it starts, and it internally it makes that noise. So like your brain processes it weird, like, and it sounds like a loud bang. So that's what I'm like trying to ask her, and she's like, no, I was awake. I was like, that's weird. So then well, we don't know. Like we don't know.
Was a ghost, bro?
That bang.
Wait, was this on Thursday?
I don't know. I can't remember that. Why?
I was in your neighborhood next time by your house. I was there looking through your window.
Is that when we were having that back and forth? You were outside my house the whole time?
Don't talk about that back and forth.
That's funny.
I'm sorry.
All right, Jacqueline, do you believe in aliens?
I kind of do.
Why?
Why? I don't know. I've just seen a lot of documentaries about them. I'm like,
We can't be the only ones, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's this new one that it's like a little 8-part series on Netflix. It just came out. It's about aliens, and they show like videos and like crazy surveillance videos about military, and they're out there. And then a lot of people are just saying that they're in the oceans. Like they're confirming it now that they're in the oceans. Right there by there's this area right by I think it's called not Cozumel. I don't know what part of Mexico.
In the Gulf?
Yeah, but all the hurricanes, like every time they're about to hit it, they go to the side, like it splits.
What?
And they're thinking that that's like part of their home base, and that they make it so it doesn't attack them, because that's one of the areas that has never gotten hit by hurricanes in the last 50 years. Everything else around
But it's under the ocean?
Well, there's been footage.
Oh, there's in the ocean too.
there's been
I mean,
footage
the hurricane
of,
over the
like,
ocean is that crazy. It's only 8
I'm
lines.
just saying, bro.
There's been footage of pilots, right? Like
Yeah.
In the
And
military, where
dude,
they're following these orbs, and
they
then
show
they
'em.
disappear, like they go into the ocean.
They show all that
something like
stuff. They show the Phoenix stuff. They show the Phoenix lights. They show the LA lights. They show them all, dude.
There's so many different theories and
I believe it.
footage, but we live in a day and age where like everything is questionable. Everyone questions everything and its authenticity. Like, I mean, it's hard.
I mean, like people fake shit all the time, right?
So it's like different. Like, didn't something happen in I don't know, in the Bay Area where like there was footage of something in someone's house? Someone had footage of like an extraterrestrial being in the backyard of something. Like something crashed.
I don't know.
And then they saw footage, but then like people were like, that's not real.
Bitch, that was Signs. That was a movie, Signs.
Bitch. But remember that movie? That was nice.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's.
But there just came out like the government is now saying that they have bodies, like they have actual bodies of extraterrestrials. I'm like,
I don't know. It's not that I don't believe. I don't believe. It's not that I don't believe. It's that. It's hard to document something like that, dude. It's too hard. And then now it's so easy to fake shit. Everybody has fucking paranormal footage. Yeah. And it's always very convenient. Oh, like just right when I'm recording, something paranormal happens or something. You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm skeptical. Not because I don't believe, but
Whatever, bro.
Buzzkill.
Jacqueline, do you have anything else we want to get off your chest before we leave? Before you leave El Paso, you say any goodbyes, any farewells? Any El Paso questions? I don't. I asked her about the food, the drinks. I asked her about. I don't know about you guys. If you guys have anything else.
Did you ever go to Juarez while you were here?
I did.
To party?
Yes.
Nice.
Like twice.
Do you have a little story for us about that?
I don't have nothing crazy. It's because my friends. I remember he was going away too, so. We met, I think, at where they say the first margarita was in
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
I feel like you had to go. We had to go, right? So then I made my little rounds, but there were some little good, other bars in the area that we stick to, and just something closer to the borders.
So it's just hopping
Yeah.
over, walking over, and coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
While you were in El Paso, did you explore like the east side, the valley, anything there? Or you just pretty much stayed central west.
I mostly central and west, but there were some spots in the east that we would try to go to. Actually, I was trying to make my rounds this past week so I could like explore, but little did I know, El Paso is actually really big.
It
You
is.
know what I mean?
No, it is.
And it takes like 30, 40 minutes to get to the east. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And that's if there's no accidents on the freeway.
Accidents and
Yeah.
traffic,
Crazy traffic, crazy weather everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
What do you genuinely think about the people here?
Yeah, what do you think about El Paso in general?
You
I mean,
know,
yeah, people in El
The
Paso.
hospitality, I would say people have been very welcoming since I, started, especially I think when I was starting in the news business. I have really good memories and really good people here that I'll miss for sure. And like I said, people ask, would you come back? I'm like, yes, but it has to be like
The right situation.
Yeah. I think it's just because the airport here is just so small, and you just,
It's expensive to fly out of
it
here.
is. It
But
really is.
but we get the TSA like that.
That's
We do.
true.
We do.
That's
We
the
do.
only good-
That's the good part.
true.
Yeah.
I dropped
that
off
is.
my friend at the airport the other day,
Yeah.
and like the airport's right here, right?
Right.
And he lives around the corner. And I was like, hey, well, text me when you get through TSA. I'm not even home, dude. And he's like, I already got through TSA.
Yeah.
I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? It's crazy.
That's why I'm not worried when I have to leave tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go get coffee, maybe a drink, and then I'll get to the airport.
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
Airport drinks are the best drinks. You know they're expensive, but like, there's no rules, bro. There's no
Yeah.
rules.
That is true. It's a lawless. Once you pass TSA, lawless town.
Yeah.
You can sweats and shit face at 10 a.m. and shit's awesome.
All right, so I have one last question before our closer questions,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a little bit of Paso. Shit. Whoa, I just blanked out. Hold on, let's see if I remember. Hold up.
You had it and you lost.
I had it. I hadn't lost it.
Anything
bro.
like that we take for granted. Like, let's say, for example, like people take the mountains for granted. People
Oh,
take.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, the mountains. Yes.
What is there
I've had-
anything you think that we take for
Yeah,
granted?
that we, as in you, us,
As in-
or
as
the community
people-
here?
Yeah.
As in like local
Yeah.
Pasoans. Somebody
yeah,
that
probably the beautiful the sunsets. Oh my
Yes,
god!
yes.
I every day I have to go out and watch a sunset.
Really?
And I have the best view.
that's awesome. Dude.
I really do with the mountains and everything. I'm like, that's probably one of the things for sure.
I wanted to make a production company and call it Far West Sunset Productions because
Oh.
that's how much I love the sunset scene.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're beautiful.
I remember the question now. Fuck, I just lost it again. God damn it!
Now you're
Hold up.
fucking with
Hold on,
me,
hold
bro.
on.
Now you're fucking.
Oh, there we go. How is it like as an adult starting over, like making friends? Because that's what I'm curious about.
Oh yeah.
As an adult, that's my last question, yeah, for that.
It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. But, it's not like you're a little kid at the playground saying, "You want to be my friend?"
Yeah.
But I was telling you, I was like, when I first moved here, I was like, okay, like I want to scope out like the people here, and I was like trying to figure out people I was working with, but other people around. So I googled like hot news girls or from El Paso, Brianna Perez.
Oh, she's cool. I met her once.
So then I slid into her DMs and we became best friends.
Yeah,
That's funny, right? Like when she told me, I was like, wait, what? That's how you do it? Yeah, that's
and
cool.
honestly, she's just as beautiful on the inside as she is on the out. And like we are like sisters for life. So
that's awesome.
shout out to Brianna Perez.
We're trying to get her on the show, so now maybe we can
Yes,
convince her
yes.
to be on. So we'll see.
Yeah.
She's very nice.
Yeah,
She's very sweet.
She's
yeah.
real nice. Any other
I
questions?
was just gonna
fellas?
say, like, what were your first impressions about the city and the people here? Like, what did you talk to about this area to people back home or your friends that live elsewhere?
So like my friends over here or people before this were like telling me, stay away from Fort Bliss, guys. Stay away from this and that, and like stay in certain places, right?
Don't go to. Never mind. I'm not gonna say
Stay away from all guys from here. You fucking losers.
And to be honest, I had experienced it on my own, and yeah, they were right. I should have listened.
Yeah, no,
but you live and you learn.
You live and you learn.
But
Hell
that's,
yeah.
I also learned that Fort Bliss is one of the biggest.
Army installations.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like it caters to the community around here, and that's another thing. People are very prideful here, and I love that. Pride of being from El Paso and rep that hard. UTEP, everything. So
Puro 915, bro. I love it.
That's all we have,
I always
bro.
appreciate that. Any town where people rep your city, like it's important.
That's cool.
I like to rep El Paso, not Texas. Like that's what I do.
Yeah, we like to rep
And
a puzzle
I
in
see
Texas.
that.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right, so here's my closer questioner. Closing question. Would you snitch on your best friend if they were a serial killer?
That's a good
That's a good one, right? That's a good one, right?
Put that one out of your ass or what?
No, it's on there. Would you snitch on them?
Yeah.
You would? Okay.
And that's the thing. I love serial killer documentaries. Like, I'm addicted to
Dude,
them.
Zodiac one. Have you seen the Zodiac one?
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
I was
That new
watching
one?
it yesterday. Yes, dude. I knew it was Arthur Lee Allen. I fucking knew it.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Let me see here. I'm trying to think of a crazy one. Fuck. Here you go first. I'll think of one. I'll think of one right now.
What's your 10-year goal as far as
Good question.
being in this
Oh, wow.
industry?
Good question.
That is a good question. I feel like now that I hit the 5-year mark, I'm like, okay, that's why I don't mind going back home. Like, some people are like, oh, you're going to be going backwards. But I'm like, no, you know what? I did a lot in 5 years. Now, in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm like, I would want to get settled in. I need to find a place to call home, I feel like I've been just jumping around so many times and starting over so many times that I want something more consistent, something more like, okay, this is where I'm going to be for a while. And I don't know if that's going to be necessarily the Bay Area for the next 5 to 10 years, or I want to make my way back to New York City at some point.
Nice.
There's a part 2 to this. Well, would you rather be part of the morning or evening news broadcasting team?
Evening, for sure. The morning hours are brutal, and those who do it, blessings to you, but I can't.
Waking up at 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
Hell no.
No, that's not me.
Okay.
I don't function that way, and no.
Nice.
Okay, so you're gonna have it's a serious one. All right, so you're gonna have you're gonna have a really good life experience, right? And for some reason, extraterrestrial beings give you the ability to look into the future, and they give you a choice that you're gonna have a good life experience. But after that, up until you die, it's gonna be very difficult. But they give you a choice to not live that and just go through a normal life. What do you pick? I just watched Arrival the other day. That's why.
That's tough. I don't know.
You take the red pill or the blue pill?
Ándale.
Yeah.
I'd probably just, if it was me, I'd probably just live life
Yeah.
the way it is.
Yeah.
Like the normal one, like
normal.
without suffering.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have something really fucking amazing. But after that, it's gonna go downhill.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I took
don't
the
think-
blue pill.
You would.
Nice. Do you have anything else you want to say before we leave? You want to plug your socials, anything like that? Your social media, your YouTube, anything?
Definitely continue the following on Jacqueline Quiñones _TV.
Underscore
I'm going
TV.
to keep just, also a big thing for me is I like this podcast. Who knows? Maybe I'll start my own podcast.
Yeah,
Never know.
dude.
You know what I mean? And I think for me, it's also doing more of the behind the scenes that people like, because it's like you see someone on TV, they don't look very personable. You know what I mean? But you get to talk to someone like this. It's like, okay, I want to get my chisme from her. That's what I want people to say. That's
Nice.
my favorite chismosa.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
That's your new nickname.
Your favorite chismosa.
I like that. That's
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Your favorite chismosa.
Your favorite the Bro Monroe show for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't forget to shout us out when you make it big on the West Coast.
I know, right? Give us a shout out. No, but yeah, well, catch us, bro.monroe.show. Catch me, ray.ruckus. I don't know about these guys if you want to say anything. No?
At 915 Vintage, bitch. That's my sister's shit.
Catch me outside. How about that?
All right, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Deuces.